is 8:18. So thank you very much, guys, for joining. This is Hebron Academy. You all know, so we're all members. And thank you for taking out time to be here. So quickly, we already have this slide on our course, which everybody have access to it. I just want to run quickly through it so that when we're doing the chat, we might be able to understand what's happening. The video is going to still be available on my YouTube channel, so I'm going to still share the link for you guys to check it out. All right, so quickly, I can go and read this one. What is crypto investment? We already know that. Okay, we have common active trading strategies. We have day trading, position trading, swing trading, and scalping. Right? Day trading entails opening and closing position within the same day. As you know, can you hear? I think Hassan has.
I can hear you. I can hear you clear.
All right, good. I am seeing 2 of your account logged in here. That's right. So day trading entails that you have to open the account, open that morning, and possibly close before evening. That's day trading. You can do all your trading before the market close. Position trading has to do with you holding maybe for a little bit longer. It can be 2, 3, 4 days. And we have swing trade. Swing trades you need to have a very good understanding of technical analysis. And just like LQTI we did last week, which we held the trade for over a week, that is a swing trade. Then scalping is just taking advantage of price movement and just scalping, just like now by the word scalp, just picking out small crumbs. So you can do scalping, just move $20, $10, $5, $2 quickly. All you're just using are just following the trend and you're following the momentum. Okay. So sometimes I do share. Please, you can mute your mic.
Okay.
Please kindly help us mute your mic. Help us mute your mic, Mr. Kifat. Okay. All right. I will remove him from stage. That's fine. All right. So then scalping, just taking advantage of price movement and just quickly jumping in and taking out your profit, either short or long. That's scalping. You need to know your risk profile. That means you need to know the risks you are ready to give. How much are you ready to also sacrifice in the market? It's very important for you to know that. There are several ways you can measure it, right? Risk to reward ratio, and several which we are going to possibly look at before the meeting. Candlesticks. I discussed extensively about candlesticks. There's a video on it, one on the course. Understanding anatomy of candlesticks. So the red one, we already know it is the bearish candle, and the green one is the bullish candle, right? We already understand the low and the high, which are from these weeks here. We have the lower shadow and the upper shadow. Then the body is the one that is filled. That's where a lot of buying has been in, or a lot of selling has been. It's just like taking the whole transaction. So that's the main body here of this candle. So there are several candlesticks, and I discussed that in the course. I don't want to take so much time in doing that because what we want to just look at is quick strategies on how you can just take this trade. But even at the same time, while doing it, you should be able to understand some of these candles and what they're doing. So the basic candle is just what we saw. So we have the bullish candle. This bullish engulfing. Bullish engulfing means there was a bearish candle, then the next candle that opened, if you check the length is bigger than the bearish candle. So it means this green one here, engulf, that means bigger than the bearish candle. So we call this type of candlestick, this particular green one now, a bullish engulfing. And it simply means the market is still going to push back up. Another one again, I always, yes. this tweezer bottom, most times, in fact, tweezer bottoms or tweezer tops, their candlestick are almost of the same height. You see, if you check tweezer top here, you see, if you can see my mouse, you can see tweezer bottom, tweezer top. So the starting and the closing almost start at the same line. So most times when you see candle like if you check this tweezer bottom now, that's from the bullish aspect. Now, if you look at it, the first candle was bullish, green. Then the second candle was bearish. But if you check it, it closed at the same, that means the body closed at the same line with that of the previous bullish candle. So we call that a tweezer bottom. And there's high chance the market can still reverse and go back up. The other one is kicking, inverted hammer, just like what Mr. Iman was saying yesterday. If you see the candle, you see the hammer candle here, and the hammer candles also indicate a bullish trend. When you see this type of candles, inverted hammer, it shows a bullish trend. Three white soldiers, you see three consecutive bullish candles. The three line strike, you see three bearish candle and one engulfing that engulfs the entire tree. So you see three bearish candles, but one of it becomes bullish. So there's high chance this kind of market continues to come back up. So now the same thing goes to the bearish. It's just the opposite of this bullish that becomes a bearish. And when you are able to trade, you should also enable yourself to know that, okay, this candle actually gives signals. This candle shows you what you can do and expect what, even though we know the market can be so manipulated, news, a lot of different things can just come and scatter the whole TA. But most times we still have to use it to at least understand our entry and where to exit whatever trade we are doing. To understand more about the candle, I have that on the course. You can also look at it. It's still part of the Rivera candlestick pattern. Is still part of what we have discussed in the training. The evening star, we have, there's so many. So reversal is possibly a market has been going bearish, right? And it has been going very fast, and then you begin to see it start going bullish. Now, there can be a fake out most times from this type of candle, and you need to understand, because if you don't have a confirmation, what happens is that if you check this evening star, there was a bullish movement, and this particular candle at the top here did not actually push high, and we had a bearish candlestick. So reversal means it can be going bearish, 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 and you just see one candle that wants to, like, it's going to turn to bullish, but before it didn't really close well, or it didn't really close, it didn't engulf the other, maybe it might be a three candle strike line. Before you know, it will just deep down and start reversing back to the bearish aspect. The same thing with bullish. You can see a bullish market, then gradually you start seeing it going back to bearish, then gradually it can also turn back again. You need to identify some of these candlesticks that does this for reversal, like Morningstar. Part of it, Morningstar also does, it's a reversal candlestick. When you see Morningstar like this, there's high chance it's going to reverse. Bearish pin bars are also part of reversal candlesticks. I discussed extensively about it. I don't want to take too much time, so that we go to our chart and see some of this stuff. Support and resistance, very easy. Everybody here, I believe, understand what support and resistance is. From the simple chart here, resistance is where the price actually finds difficulty to break, or price discovery is finding it difficult to actually exceed. Support is where we have more of buyers supporting that particular price of that asset. Resistance where we're seeing more of people actually trying to take out profits, so it becomes a resistance for even new buyers to be able to break that price. It's very simple. So support and resistance, if you check this candle was moving up, down. It got to this point and got down. If you check the last support and the second support, they got picked up at the same price. So it began to form a support for that trade. it went back, or it was ranging and went back to the same resistance from the first one, and it got rejected, which clearly indicates that that is a validated resistance point for this trade. Then it came down and picked the third support again from the same price and went back. But this time around, it was able to break this particular resistance. So what happens is that when it went back and consolidates, it came to this particular resistance, and now this resistance has turned to be a support. So what happens is that sometimes when the price actually breaks a particular resistance, it starts to establish a new support at that resistance now. So at that point, we begin to see a higher high being generated gradually. So from here, you see the upper part of it now. That other resistance is now the support. Then we have another resistance at the top. So that's how that works. So you can see it also going support resistance. When it breaks this resistance, it has to come back to the previous support to see if it can get a lot of buyers from there again. We can see a simple example here. You can see how this market has been hitting resistance, support, support. So people have been buying here. It came here, resistance, support. All the blue lines are resistance, while the red lines are the support. So support is where we have a lot of people coming into market, a lot of buyers trying to place bid to actually buy that asset. And those are the places you should be looking at buying, either for your futures or for your spot. When you identify key supports and key resistance, so you know how you plan your trade properly. So the same thing here. It's just the same thing. If you can see this buyer here was buying at every support, went back. This trend is just trying to show you how a trend goes up. So if you check, it went to the resistance, came back, the person bought at the support. Then we can draw a line and go through, like just draw a line straight. You can see that. We're going to check that on the live chat. So the person keeps buying at that support. Anytime the price actually goes through that line, he begins to buy. Even though it's a trending, it's like it's an uptrend type of chart. What happened is that that particular guideline he has already dropped on that chart helps him to always know, okay, at this point I should buy, at this price I should buy, at this price. Whenever it hit that price, it actually goes up. If you check the second buy and the first buy, they are of, but if you look at it, actually buying on this support. All right, so this is a downward trend. Also, you can see from here, it kept hitting resistance and coming down. It could not actually break this trend line. So what happened is that there's a support line here, there's a resistance line. So what we're expecting from this trade was for it to break the resistance and push up, but it kept hitting the resistance line and pushing down, coming back to support, trying to go hit the resistance line again, but it could not. So gradually it began to just form a downward trend until it got to this point where we saw this breakout from this trend. And hopefully with this type of chart now, the project might actually start building an uptrend, or start building a higher high. Because all it has been building was a lower low, and that's a downtrend signal for us. The same thing, support and resistance downtrend, just for you to draw your line and observe how the market keep hitting the resistance and rejecting it. And keep doing that consecutively. You can check both high time frames and low time frames to understand how that works. When it keeps hitting a particular price and hitting back, you just have to draw your lines, know that, okay, this is the particular point or place where it does its consolidations. Then you'll be able to know, okay, this is the particular resistance that it has been hitting. You can possibly wait. If it breaks out, then get a confirmation, then you can take your trade. Spot and leverage trading. Spot is a one-way trade. Let me put it that way. you don't have too much of profit when price move, because it's like 1 to 1. The profit comes to it. Let's assume you invest $10,000. When the cost does 10%, you just get 10% of that $10,000 of that token. So, but for leverage, you can trade with $100 and have a very high leverage. Can have, as you can see, you can do 100x leverage, you can do 10x leverage. What it means that it's going to give you advantage to trade more, but you have to advantage and disadvantage. When the market is going against your trade, you can lose higher. When the market is going in favor of your trade, then you get more, while even using a small capital. So you can see somebody having a $10,000 worth of coin on spot, and the coin does 2%, or let's say 10%, and it's getting I think that should be around $100 or $1,000. But somebody using, let's say, $1,000, and he's using let's say 50x or 40x, so he has high leverage when longing that particular token, and the token does 10x. He's going to get more than what the person that is even having $10,000 of that token. So the person using leverage will have more profit, but at the same time he has more risk to also take when the market goes against his trade. So we have to be careful when you're taking leverage or trading, because you can actually take the, like what our last meeting with Mr. Kito, he said, in uptrend you don't short market. The market is even too over leveraged, so most times it's advisable to go on spot when we are having this kind of bullish market, so that you can also protect yourself from high volatility. The leverage tokens, I'll not talk on these ones. Stop loss, take profits. Yeah, so most people have been saying, okay, we should just try and see how we can be starting. I know some people who don't want to do swing trade. Like the last one, I think it was only Mr. Imada who actually endured the pain of holding the trade for some days. Yes, so it's good to actually have your calculation where to take profit. If you are taking scalp, you can just take your profit at any point as long as you are in profit. Then ensure you make your trade very safe by putting your stop loss at entry. If for swing trade, you should also know where your take profit should be and where your stop loss. So if you look at this chart here, this trade, we have entry. This red zone here means entry. So you can enter this trade from anything from 0.98 up to 1.007. So all these red zones means they are buying zones for you if you want to take this loss. So even though the market dumps within this zone, what it means that you should keep buying in this zone. Now, if you check why we have to put our stop loss just below that resistance, that's at the next support, because if it breaks here, the next support will have to be lower. So most time, because you don't want to do so much, some people can do 10%, some people can do 5%. It's actually good to always have around that 5%, most if you're using high leverage. This for futures. Even people in sports can also take this type of and also play their stop loss. So we're going to see that. I don't want to just talk too much here, so that you just understand what's on the theory part, then we see how it works in real life. So all here are buy zone, and the green part means it's your take profit, right? So you can take profit in any region from this green, right? This is our target based on the calculation and where possibly the next resistance is. The take profit here is 1.0. So, but from this green, for people that are doing scalping, possibly they're using high leverage, somebody might get already 20x at 1.03. Somebody might get already 50x at 1.04. So someone might not even want to even wait for the take profit. Maybe there will not be too much high sell at that resistance, because sometimes if you don't put your take profit and it doesn't hit properly and sell off, you can just get front run and just come down and just you just lose your profit. So some people like to watch their trade, more especially if it's a very high leverage type of trading, and they begin to shave off profit gradually even before going to their main take profit. Momentum on the chain. All right, so that's for just this part. I don't know if there's any few questions. Just 1-2 questions, please, before I'll go to the live chat. Then we continue from there. Over to the house, please. No question? All right, guys, are we fine? Please, let me confirm if you are all hearing me.
Yes, we are hearing you.
Okay. Please, I don't know if there's any question before. This is something we have discussed on the course. I just wanted to just brush it up quickly. So I might not have covered it the way you want it, but if you go through the course, you see how I took time to explain these things one after the other and even related them to live chats there on the course. But maybe from this one, there's one or two questions I just want to ask before we go to the live chat, because we are going to live chat in the next few minutes. Any questions, please? Can unmute yourself and ask. Okay. So I don't think there's any question. Please, can you all see my screen?
Yeah, you can see clear.
All right. So this is the fun part of trading. This is the interesting part. So this is my Binance. Luckily, I'll be able to log in. Mr. Emma, our VPN work. Oh.
Free VPN.
Free. Oh. Look at the name here. One VPN. Yes.
You will share with me, I bet. You share the link with me.
And to stand for it now, just Chrome extension. I think it's an extension on Chrome or which am I using? Yeah, it's a Chrome extension, one VPN.
Okay, it's Chrome extension, ba?
Yeah.
Okay,
One
no
VPN.
problem. I'll try it.
Yeah.
One VPN. Okay.
Yes. So I was able to get it.
Thank
So
you.
this is my Binance account. I use this one to actually get my quick 2K, urgent 2K, sharp, so that I will not go to Oga Iman's house to wash his clothes. So I use this one. I even sold part of my portfolio today for some things. I'm hoping to add more because I usually have some sizable amount of money on my Binance so that I just use it for scalping, for my savings, and for some other stuff like that. So your Binance account, you do your deposit, you can use your phone and do any other thing. This is just for me to show you. Let's go to features. This is what we want to show you. I'm not showing how to use Binance actually here. All right. So it's going to open our futures page, our futures tab on the Binance platform. You can do your trading either on TradingView or on Binance itself. Why I like using Binance for some of very quick trades, even though I know Binance can be very crazy. Their bots are very trained bots, so you have to be very careful trading futures on Binance. That's my advice. Their bots are very smart. They are just programmed to make you lose against the house. So you have to be very careful while trading futures on Binance. Okay, let me just see. Hope my VPN will not disappoint me now. VPN. So you can use either TradingView for analysis. So I'm a Binance now, one for couple. Just hoping for Binance to open, please. So I just want to show you guys quickly on Binance. I'm already taking a trade. I don't know. Maybe the VPN is still making it a little bit slow, but I'm hoping that it works. Okay. All right. So this is trading view, and we can just see what we have been discussing. So please somebody should confirm if you can see my screen before that Binance. Maybe it's just be let's do all our analysis and look at it here first. Please can somebody
Okay,
hear
we
me?
can see it.
Yeah. So this is trading view. You can use trading view for analysis. Binance, you can take your trade, right? So it's the same thing I've wanted to do on Binance to analyze the trade there, then see how we can take the trade. But nevertheless, even if it doesn't open on the laptop, it's something that we can still do on our phones, just to know where to put your stop loss, take profits, and what have you, limit, or that one I will still need to show you guys. Limit, stop market, and the other function, market price, limit price, stop limit. All right, so what I usually start to do, most especially if I want to scalp, is try to just look at different time frames, right? I check the lower time frame, I check the lower time frame and higher time frames, and one of it you can start checking from 4 hours. As so, in fact, you can go as low as taking your 1 minute, what's happening on 1 minute, what is, if you look at it gradually, Bitcoin, I know, yes, it has been hitting support resistance within that range. It came down, broke it. There's a major support around 66 100, 66 200, right? So strong support here. Just check. Sorry, guys. Sorry. All right. I want to just draw this trend line here anyway. All right. At this support. So this is a lower time frame, and I said I took this. I've already taken Bitcoin long. That's for the past how many hours now? I've taken a Bitcoin long trade. I think I picked it up around 66. Oh, I wish my Binance is up so that you will see my entries. Oh, so let us hope that my Binance on the web peaks so that we can see. Don't know why. This one keeps staying retry. It's fine. It's fine. So quickly just checking time frames. Um one minute. So I quickly go through 4 minutes, 4 hours. Let's see, I've done stuff for them. Check 4 hours, see what has happened for the past 4 hours. So if you look at that trend line that I dropped here on that lower time frame, if you look at it, if I were to come on 15, you will see that I can stretch it down here, right? Can even can, if you see there are a lot of then if you look at it, that it's just like a line for majorly support. If you look at it, it has been acting as support here, it has been acting as resistance here, now it's acting as support for this particular drop that happened since yesterday. So even from lower time frames, when you begin to draw your support lines, your resistance line, if you go to higher time frame, you see that it's also meeting or matching up with other support and resistances. So that is just a simple, pardon my drawing. This line can draw it ahead a bit. So if you look at it, this is a line going support. It has been acting as support. So you see the moment this guy broke here, if you see my mouse here, let me draw that trend line here. I'll put this guy here. I don't mind drawing. We might not get the perfect lines here, but I'm just trying to explain something. That's this. So I know where to pick either my long or my short. And I also try and get a lot of information about what's happening, right? So if you look at it, there's a support here, right, which also acted as this support for this guy here. So the support we got here, we broke out, it served as support. There was a resistance here, but we broke out and we moved higher. Let me extend this line. Extend the line. So I'm not using my mouse here, so I'm just using my trackpad. All right. So if you look at it, we broke, and this is another new region here. This another region. This another region. This another region. This region is for the all-time highs, right? So when we broke out of this lower region here, we got to this middle one here. What happened was there was a resistance here, and we got that resistance around 67. Then it came down, and this support, it established the support here. We came here and we broke. The moment you break that resistance, there's high tendency that coin must push to find another region. And if you are going to measure, you see the regions are almost of the same height. That's why when we break out of this region now, this all-time high region, this all-time high region, sorry, please, I'm just using my trackpad to just that it should be around 73 something. It's at the top. When we break this region, so all-time high around 73.6. If you see almost like of the same height between this here to here, here to here, here to here. So when we're able to come and break this 73, that's why we're anticipating that we are going to hit around 83 to $100,000, because it will definitely push high and also create a similar height of this particular region above, which can get us to those price, right? So if you check, we broke here. For people that need to understand it, I know some people already understand this. Maybe I'm just shouting here, but just for the new ones to understand what we're talking about, support resistance here. So when it broke here, okay, it broke, it got rejected and came down very strong, very strong. The moment the rejection is very strong, it has to go to that support quickly, and it did this between, I think, how many hours? One to three. It's not even up to 24 hours. It got down here, right? So it went back, discovered, and went back here, and it continued to range. If you check, if a coin wants to break resistance, there's that kind of short ranging. It keeps hitting the resistance. It keeps hitting it. You see, as it's being rejected, the rejection is not extremely high. So it doesn't need to come and pick one support here because the rejection is just slow. So it's bringing in more people gradually. They keep hitting, it keeps rejecting. Then the moment it breaks out, it definitely want to test support again to confirm, yeah, there are a lot of people. So after that breakout, you are actually supposed to wait for confirmation. That's what mistakes some people don't do. Like people do. They just, the moment you just break out, you just jump in. No, most time after breakout, it tries to like test the support again, maybe 15 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours, or 6 hours to get that confirmation. Then you can go in your trade and put your stop loss immediately under that support because it has created a support there. So what you need to do is just to put your stop loss just below it because the moment it breaks below this support, it has to go down again. So that is the perfect place for you to put your stop loss. Then you can see it kept discovering. It went to the all-time high, which is 736, and it got rejected. Came down. It tried to go back up. It got rejected at the middle range. So there are forces also at the mid range because some people will feel like, okay, we might not even go to test the next resistance or next support, so they just want to exit at that point. So they also cause some kind of panic buying, selling. Some are scalpers. The moment they know that there's a high volatile drop and the market picks up, so some people want to pick trades very quick and just make their profit. So those people will not even wait for it to get to, because they are using high leverage. So most times just get to the middle range, they exit, and that can also cause another panic for it to come down to discover that support because it needs people that want to buy and hold. You understand? It's just trying to create more buy. That means it's building more support even in the middle range. That's why sometimes you can see even from the middle range, you'll be expecting Bitcoin will test this support. Unfortunately, it will not test the support because possibly there is no any CME gap that is created there. So it's just that people sold off before it got to that resistance, which is all-time high in the middle. So it causes it to just drop a little bit. Then from there, new buyers will come in and push it high. So that's what happens here. If you keep following, you see it goes to the new region, comes back to the old region, but it's not even going to touch the support there. You just keep ranging between the middle here. So you need to be very careful of the trend because if I pick this trade, let's say around, let me see. Oh, I love this guy here. Let me say I'm trying to observe something here. Okay, let's say I'm already seeing. Let me even come to our main. Since we have established that region, let's say from here, right? If you look, what happened here is since Bitcoin got to 65, we just knew that it wanted to actually break. So that resistance kept hitting, we kept hitting the resistance, and it broke out. And this broke out, it came very, very strong at this 65, very strong, broke out quickly. Now, you can easily get faded out here because most times, if you see this kind of chart, now some people can take early rips here to long, then try to put a very tight stop loss just below here because it kept opening and closing. This is just 4 hours. I'm just trying to, let's say I'm using 4 hours to trade. I'm just talking about time. These 4 hours, I'm just trying to see if you see trades like this and you have been able to draw your trend line. If I look from here and I look that, okay, it has been hitting, rejecting, here, hitting, rejecting, it went back here, it hit, rejected. I already understand that, okay, there is a momentum for it to break here. It's going to break very strong. So the same thing we are seeing here today now. If Bitcoin wants to actually break and get this support, it has to break very strong, very strong. So when we begin to see a lot of buys now, because they might just be pulling out weak hands, you need to actually take in your entries at support or resistance. If you are taking in support, that means possibly you are taking in your long entries. If you are also, if a coin is breaking down For people that have wanted to short Bitcoin, you have done it since yesterday at 71, because we have been seeing a lot of resistance, even not so touching the main high. But if you draw your trend line here, you see that resistance has been on that 71,700 for quite some time, right? So you just need to understand where to take your entries and where to exit. So for this type of trades, it's very good for people that are scalping, people that just want to buy, sell very quickly or within days, intraday. That's day trading. It's very good. You can do that, right? For swing trade, this is the time we can hold swing trade, because at this point now, Bitcoin can actually go from here to 100, right? If it close below 64, which I see is a support, if I draw another trend line here, if it close below 64, any close below 64 now, so sometimes you can only close below 64, this particular place now. Bitcoin comes to close here, then we might go lower, right? Might go lower. So this is a very strong support for it again here. If it close below 64, then we might be looking at below 60s, or yeah, around 60, 61. So this particular region again. If it fails to hold here, then we might be going to 56 or so. So it's just identifying the regions that we are in. So I already understand that Bitcoin usually, when it hits here, if you check from our chart here, when it hits, it comes back, consolidates, it comes back. So this is what is also happening here. It has been hitting this particular support and going back up. So you can take your swing and hold. You can take your scalp and hold, because for it to close below 64, it's going to be a whole ball game. So I took this trade. Hopefully, let me just take a swing and see for the urgent 2K. It's already running on my Binance. That's why I'm hoping that I could show you guys. So that's for 4 hours. You can take higher time frames and see what's happening. As I said, the moment you start drawing your trend lines, you see, even when you go to higher time frames, it's already adjusting, because that's where the support and resistance actually is. It's just that you're looking at lower time frames. But even if you go to higher time frames, you see your line is still going through those support, resistance. Okay, so you can still see us here on the daily. It's still holding this support, right? On the daily, just to readjust your line again. So see what to put it here. It's nothing. I'm gonna move this guy. Sorry, line might not be perfect, but if you look at it on a, so what it means when you come to daily time frame, please, for people that don't understand, what it means, this particular candle, it took you to complete 1 day to create this candle. When I go to 1 minute, every candle is 1 minute. When I go to 15 minutes, every candle is 15 minutes. So this is a 1 day time frame. So what it means that every candle here takes one day, no matter how small. Even you see the small one here, it took it 1 day to create this small bearish. It took it 1 day to do this star here. It took it 1 day to do this one long push here. That's what it means for that 1 day. So as you can see on 1 day too, it has been hitting and holding support on this particular base, and the same thing from this region. So all this region has been taking support. So that means this is a very crucial support for Bitcoin, because if it loses here, we are really going down. Like we have to go down. But if it holds here, the next candle that will be opening today, by 1 o'clock, might begin to push back up, right? So that's why I'm saying you can hold a swing trade and see how it goes below 64 until you're wrong. The same thing, I can go to weekly time frame, which is very important. As you begin to check higher time frames, you begin to see what has been happening, right? we're just creating a soft region here now. If you take your line here, we're just in a very, very crazy region. We can either push high or we lose it. But the moment we push high, we are going to push extremely hard. That's what it means. If you look at any time we get something like this, okay, I'm just trying to pull this 1 day since when Bitcoin was zero. If you check 1 day, that's how it has been breaking. See, holding this support, broke out, got rejected. So this 1 day, it's 1 week, sorry. So every candle here is for 1 week, sorry, please. As you can see, this support here held and we went towards this uptrend. So for people that have been buying Bitcoin or any altcoin, as Bitcoin was going on uptrend, it kept moving up with them. So until we broke this the previous all-time high to the new all-time high, and we're just creating a region here. Now, this type of region can also be seen like what we are creating here, right? Bitcoin can decide to push down before it goes up, or from here, it can decide to continue with the uptrend. Because if you see here, things like this are created here and it went up. The same thing happened here, it went up. So it can also happen here and go up because we are still on the uptrend. We are still on the uptrend. Same thing, you can go to monthly and see, open it and see. So if you see, monthly is also not looking too good, but we're just trying to be hopeful because there's a strong support holding even previous months. So we're hoping this guy closes above July so that we can see a green July. So you can just keep analyzing your charts like this and decide on how to plan your trades, because when you understand, somebody can decide to trade based on month. Like he can take one trade from here and just allow it till it closes for 1 month before he closes that trade, based on looking at this is the particular resistance here, and possibly he's taking the trade from here. Looking at the kind of candles it has created, can decide to take a monthly trade and close it at the top. So it depends on the time frame you are looking at. It depends on the type of trading you want to do. As I said, we discussed the 4 different types of trades. With that and understanding your support and resistance, you'll be able to take in your good entries. I'm going to also teach you how to do the stop loss. But for us, just to understand the support resistance, because some people can just trade support and resistance. I'm telling you, they are good. Some people can just trade support and resistance and they are good with trading. You don't even need to do so much. You just know that okay, here is support or here is resistance. When it comes to support, I'll buy. Put my stop loss just below it. If it goes, to sell it. Hey, if I make my profit, I pull out. It goes to resistance. I go out of resistance zone. I don't want any story. When it finishes its consolidation and goes to support, I'll try and start putting in money gradually. So in subsequent, I'll also show us how to do the calculation, how to draw it. But as we are doing now, in this support and resistance, you can be doing it and getting your urgent ticket quickly without let me see if there's someone that will need to add. Okay. Please, can you guys still hear me? Let me confirm. Hopefully, I've not been speaking to myself.
Yes, we can.
All right. So my Binance doesn't want to open the future account. Binance doesn't want to see this futures trade I'm running. Binance don't want to see it. But I don't know. That's the only place I'll be able to show you guys. Let me see.
Make Binance.
Let me see. We'll see if dashboard. There I can show you guys. The person that asked us to do the training by 8 o'clock, he didn't join today. Can you imagine, Ogaima?
Eh?
The person that was pleading for us to do the training by 8 did not even join us again
Can you imagine?
for today.
Just
uh,
delay.
all right. Yeah, it's fine, fine. It's just priorities now.
The guy looks serious.
Okay, let me see if sport will do so that I'll just don't know why. Just one page that is loading. Okay. The other guys are not here. As you know, I believe you can see this. Hassan, yeah, masterpiece. Yeah. So
I'm
please, you
with
guys just
you.
look at. Uh-huh. So we have not been able to get the features, but this is sport, right? Let's see. Hopefully, it loads to give us what we want. What we want. Let me just explain some things quickly. So we're just expecting it to load. So please, I don't know if there's any question for this support resistance because it's very important we understand that one before even doing measuring here, and here. There's any question?
Okay.
See, I
Well
can
done, my
just
boss.
take
My boss,
my
I get
ruler
one small question.
to
Hello? Hello? My boss, can you hear me?
Like say network don't carry am out.
Kai.
all right. I can
Oh,
hear you.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, I can. No, no.
Okay, are you back?
Can you,
Mm,
I can hear you. Hello.
As if the network is bad.
Can you hear me?
Uh, We can hear you.
Okay, Mr. Iman, you are the one we can't hear. So I think he's the one with the network issue.
But me here, I can hear you.
Yes, I think the issue is from him, Mr. Iman. Asno, do you have any question before we...
And the only
So
thing that Sha, for now there is no question. For now there is no question.
when we keep doing the class and you start practicing, you'll get your questions. So
Yeah.
you can see my screen, right?
Yes, I can see.
So this is I was able to get the sports page to load, and you can see the same thing with Binance too. You can load different time frames and also do your analysis here, right? You can see the order book. If you want to remove order book, settings too. Sport highlights. Okay. I don't want to change the one I'm using. Okay, so you can see your analysis here. You can do all your analysis here. Check your support resistance on different time frames. You can see here. So you can see on 4 hours now, there is a little bit of resistance, which if we break it, we can still keep pushing high, right? So on 4 hours, Bitcoin has bounced properly from the support. So if you want to buy, let's assume you have USDT in your account, which we already know how to buy now. So these are like just markers to help you for different market settings. So for limit, it means if Bitcoin, you can put your limit to 60, let's say 66. Let's assume you want to buy at 66, right? If you put 66 and put the amount of USDT, okay, let me send USDT to my, I hope it will reflect here. Let me transfer few USDT to my spot wallet. Right. Okay, so it will require me to reload this whole page again. So I have to load this page. So let's assume you are putting 200 USDT and you put the limit to 66, right? When you click on buy, what it means that this stuff will not execute, right? Even if I put, let's say, $100. So for limit, I don't know if you can hear me, as no.
No, I can hear you clear. Clear.
Okay, Mr. Imawo,
I can
come
hear
back. Okay. Okay, so if I put $100 and I'm clicking on limit on your phone, you know, you can see limit, you can see market, you can see stop limit. What it means if I select limit is this order will not execute until Bitcoin gets to this price, 66.
Okay.
You get, that's the limit for you. So when I click buy
Okay.
now, if I click buy, right, I have to refresh. I don't want to reload the page so that it takes too much time. But what it means is that the order will not execute. I've sent 200 USDT. Maybe when I reload the page, you'll see it. So what it means that this limit means until Bitcoin gets to that price, or this price that we have set, it should not execute it until it gets to 66. So Bitcoin will not. So sometimes you can decide to say, okay, maybe I want to go and sleep. But in case Bitcoin dips or falls to $66,000, buy for me. That is why you use this type of limit. Or maybe you want to buy Bitcoin when it gets to 70. You confirm that, okay, it's going to push high. Then you set your limit to 70. It will not buy it until it hits that particular price. That's when it will put it in the order book that, okay, I want to buy Bitcoin at social amount. If there's any person that wants to say at that point, then the person will sell to you. That's how limits work. For market, what market means is that it's going to buy that Bitcoin instantly at the market rate. Okay, this is 9:16. We have spent 1 hour 16 minutes, right? So what it means that if I put $200 here or $100 here, the moment I click on buy, what it means that it's going to execute this part. You can see this current price now. It's going to execute this current price instantly and buy it. So it will not wait for any. What it means, you said market. So go to the market and buy Bitcoin at that any price that they are selling it currently. Just buy. That's what market rate means. Then for stop limit. So stop limit is very interesting. In fact, you need to always work with it because it will help you control a lot of things that you didn't see, or things you might not be available to control at that point. Maybe you are busy or something. So when I put stop limit, the simple idea is this. I want to sell Bitcoin at 60. So we can put the trigger at, let's say I want to buy. Let us sell now. So I want to buy 200 or $100, right? This is the amount of Bitcoin. So you can either use the amount of Bitcoin or USDT. Then I'll put, most times I like using a very close rate so that when it gets to, let's say 60, let's say I want to buy at 67, 200, right? Limit should, I usually put 67, let's say Sometimes you can even use 67 or 60 or something a little bit lower, 67,189. Right. So sometimes I can just put that difference a little different because I know when it hits that price, it's either it's going to go down a little bit for me to have a good entry. I just saved a little bit of USDT to buy at that rate. So anytime you hit this 1,000 or maybe you hit 17,189, 67,189, okay, I just buy, just let me add so that it's not just push quickly. So I can just say, okay, buy at this amount. So the idea is sometimes you might not be able to catch up with that price movement very quickly. I will need to load this thing. I need to load the page. So you might not be able to catch the market instantly. So you want to just set up a price so that anytime it hits that particular price, okay, when it hit this price, you kindly buy for me. In fact, I'm ready to even add extra money for you to buy. That's just the simple idea. So you just put your amount, and so you just sometimes you just want to buy very quickly or you want to exit the market quickly. So you can do buy and you can do also on sell. So the limit when it hits this price, stop at, let's say where I want to sell. I want to sell $100. When it hits 67, I want you to sell at 67,450. So what happens anytime it hits this price, I want to even sell way lower because I know the market might dump based on my analysis. So anytime I reach this limit, I want you to sell. That means stop for me at this price. Here again, because the market is going up, anytime it hits this price, I'm ready to add a little bit of amount so that I'll be able to buy quickly too, so that the market will not just front run and leave me. The same thing here, when the market is falling and it hits 67,456, me, I'm even ready to even sell it a little bit lower so that it can exit the market quickly for me. That's what it means here, right? These are three will be that trading stop loss. So the same thing with futures, right? Futures did not load. It's the one I wanted to show you. But I don't know, Hasino, I don't know
Hello.
if you have a question here on this three that
So like, okay, like, can you hear me? Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Hello. Hello.
I think his
Can you
network
hear me,
has paused.
Hasino? If you have any question, please.
Okay. So now, like, can you hear me? I think network. Hello.
Hello, I can hear you.
Okay. So now, like, in the selling aspect, now you have shown us that in
Yes, I
buying
can hear
section,
you.
where we can put limits in our buying. So in the example that, okay, you have
Yes,
put
yes.
you have set a buying limit. So, and what about the selling section? So are you going to do like the same thing that you do in buying section, that to automatically sell for you when it reach a particular desire figure that you want? Hello.
Yeah, so for sport, one thing,
Yeah, I can hear you.
hello, can you hear me, Hasino?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
I can hear
so
you.
for sport, what happens is the moment you execute a buy trade, Okay, it buys it
Yeah.
in your spot wallet automatically. So the issue is that when you do the set limit for buy and it buys for you,
Yeah.
you also have to come and set
Yeah.
that sell limit. You understand? It's not
Okay.
like
Yeah.
it's not like futures. So the moment you set that buy limit and it triggers and you are not there, you have to also wait to come and set your sell limit because it's not automatically do it for you. Because it already what it
Okay.
means that you're just buying the coin. I don't know whether you want to sell it. If you want to sell it, you have to come and tell me when to sell it, how to sell it, and what time or the amount you want to sell. So you can buy 2 Bitcoin,
Oh,
but when it gets to a particular price that is dropping, you want to sell only one. So you know you have to go and set that one again. That's after buy has
yeah.
executed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Clear.
So Mr. Ima?
Mm.
Yes, my boss, you dey hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So I had a question in respect to the support and resistance earlier. Are you with me?
Or network has taken him out.
It's possible because I can't hear him.
Yeah, I
You
think
know,
network has taken
these
him out.
are networks is something else.
I'm telling you. Hello.
I think the network took him out.
Yeah, I think maybe he will try to fix it. I think,
He will try
but
and reconnect.
the others trading that scrapping is this scrapping the
Yes, the
other
network has really.
Yes, so network. Oh. Mr. Ima? I'm back. Okay.
You disappeared though.
Yeah, na network just decided to do me leg over.
My boss, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. So I wanted to find out about something in respect to the earlier support and resistance that you showed us.
Yeah.
So the way you drew the support and resistance, I realized that sometimes when we are drawing support and resistance, we'll see inner support and
Yeah.
inner resistance.
Yeah.
We'll have major and then we'll still have a minor resistance.
Yeah.
So, like most of the times, how do we know whether the minor resistance is not going to affect our trade, and how do we know whether the minor support will be able to hold our position?
Yeah. So that's when you have to consider volume a lot, because you see within those minor, that's within the region, those inner resistance and support. Now those things can either be affected quickly by news, by volume, by just any nonsense type of speculation, right? So at those points you
Okay.
have to be extremely, yes, you have to be careful. So that's why for people that are majorly doing scalping, they when it gets to that point, they shave profit, then move their entry, their stop loss to entry. What it means that when it gets to that middle register that within the region, you should actually try to make your trade safe, because if it reverses back, that's why we need to understand the candles that can actually make it reverse. But it doesn't just happen like that. It happens because volume starts going off the market. Factors like, okay, it's weekend, um, or time for closing, Asian market is going to sleep, or a lot of things are happening. Those things within, when the particular move for that candle falls within that middle part, then you have to be careful, because people are shutting down for the day. You get, let me, if you are seeing, you can see my screen, right?
Yes, I can.
Let me see if I can get that trading view. I just hope I've not removed all those exactly. So let me use this as an example. Let me use this region, right? This region. You can see now where I'm cycling now. You can see my screen, right?
Yes, I can.
So this region now, let's say you pick your, from here, there's a support here, and you pick your entry here, right? So
Yes.
let me get something. Type JavaScript for my, so let's say you pick this chairman here, just for a very short day. Right? Let me, sorry. So your buying region is here, and see you're targeting here. I guess you understand for this middle region, I'm trying to, you get this your buying
Yes.
region, right? So you pick your trade
Yes.
here, and you are targeting this resistance. But in between here,
Yes.
there's a resistance in between. I believe that's what you are seeing. Now this
Yes.
candle,
Yes.
this on a daily, this on a daily. Look at what happened. This on a daily, and this candle went to the middle here,
Yes.
right? This is where it's
Yes.
closing for the day. What happens is
Yeah.
that a lot of people will start closing for that day. That's day traders are taking their profit, scalpers are taking their profit, sharp boys, everybody, 5% guys, everybody is beginning to take his profit here because what if you look subsequently, there have been resistance in that exact region. And most times, let me tell you something, it always happens around a particular whole number, either 67, 500, 65, 500, 63, 4, like it's a whole number most times you see. So most people, they just set it when it gets to that place, take this profit, take this profit. So now this trade close, this a daily trade, and the candle close daily here. Now, the next day, that's what they say. The next day, you don't know what it holds, right? We have not hit resistance. We have not hit support. We are just in between the range. What happens is that it can still reverse back. The next day can be okay. They want to push down the market. One news can come up and just push down, or it can decide to just go off from here. So most times, why you have to observe the candle when it's closing is you need to understand, is the candle closing at the main resistance or main support, or is it closing in between? When it's closing in between, a lot of things can happen to either push it down or up. So most times, if you are doing a scalp trading, you exit that point. If you are doing a swing trading, you have to make sure that at least your entry, you have very good entry, and possibly you have booked profit, because this at this point, this trade is already in profit. So what you do is you can take part of the profit from here, then move your stop loss to entry. That's all. So you have made that trade very safe. So even when it's gone down, it exits you from the market, but you have taken maybe your urgent 15K or $20,000, like when I would trade with millions of dollars. Hey, you make your money quickly and go. So the issue is that when your candlestick is closing at this middle range, for me, I always play safe with it, more especially if I'm scalping or I'm playing a swing trade. When I'm playing a swing trade, the moment my profit, this is start going into profit, I take profit and I move my stop loss to entry to make that trade safe, because I'm possibly going to go and sleep. I don't know who is going to do one magu for us. You can see now it came down not really to our entry, but it came to the same support within that region. You get, came to the support within the region and push back up. So, and this is even day. So it's not even, it's even dumped for over how many days? 1, 2, 3, 3 candles, 3 days. So it dumped for 3 days. So if I take this trade and it close here, it's good for me to observe how that's why most times you have to wake up in the morning. How is the reaction? Was there a push? From that next day, you see that there was no actually much push. It just went up a little, and the body is very small. So you have, sometimes you must not need to trade that same coin that day again. Wait for it for the next day. And look at what happened the next day. It was just a fake out. Because if I check in over time frame, it looked like it wanted to pump. Then it faked out and started dumping. It didn't pump, it dumped for the next 3 days. So most times when like your daily candles begin to close in between the region, then it can be something that you need to be watching. You need to be watching, because if you check any daily candle here that have been closing in between, just look at what has been happening. Majorly they dump. You see this region too now, it dump. This one too, dump. This one dump. So, but this particular one went and touched the resistance. This one went to touch resistance. Anyone that you see that moved very well is going to touch resistance. But when the daily candle begins to close in between that region, then you have to make sure you should trade very safe. Because most times, on most occasions, you see it actually trying to dump again after 1 or 2 days, because there is no actual full force. It's supposed to actually go and break that resistance, not stay in between and trying to check, okay, am I going up or down? Actually, to go down. Why is it going down? Because you need to go and pick more support, you get more buyers, then have momentum to push back up. So a lot of things.
Okay.
People that are day traders are exiting. As I've said, day traders are exiting the market. Scalpers are exiting. The news can come up. There's so many things that can affect me, but I usually use that daily candle to know where we are stopping for that day. Then I will know what's going on. But if you check your candle, I can assure you most of them that daily candle are close within, in between the regions. At the end of the day, they dump. They dump. Look at this guy now. Look at this region. With all the pump that he pumped, it didn't actually hit this. all-time high, and he had to dump again. And this is a one-day count, and he dumped for 3 days. If you even check consecutive, this guy, if you want to dump, you dump 3 days. 3 days, 3 days, 3 days, 3 days. At least it will dump 3 days. Majorly, most of those major dumps, he did it 3 days. So that's how you can study coins. You can take a coin, study the chart, draw your regions, then take it. If you do daily, 15 minutes, 4 hours, if you expand it on your screen, you will just be able to study, oh, this coin for the past 2 weeks, this is what it has been doing. Oh, is it here? That's why most times you can take trade and you'll not be going at loss, because you will be able to understand the whole movement of the coin for the past 1-2 months from all the time frames. So you understand that when this coin stop here, if you want to start the dump, you go dump 3 days, you go dump 4 days. So when you're taking your shot, you know, oh, if this candle start dumping, I know it will still dump another 3 days before it will pick up, because it has to repeat that same pattern on several occasions at this same type of region. That's just how to analyze this thing, and you can continue just making your profit. I hope I've answered the question small.
Yes, no, you've answered it very well. You've answered it very well. Thank you so much.
Right.
And it's practical. I can actually see it on the chat. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome, Baba. So it's the same thing, if I expand the chart, if I start drawing all the regions, you begin to see what I'm saying. That's how it plays out for this Bitcoin movement, all through this uptrend.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome, boss. All right. I don't know. Is there any other question? So if there's any question, our subsequent class will also look at other tricks, other things to look at, measurements, like all this drawing, how to do the drawing, the calculations, just for us just be aware of it gradually. But the main thing I've showed you guys today, like me, I've removed profit now from Bitcoin this long. I did long small. I removed 2K so that I will not come to a guy in my house, as I've said.
So as you don't remove 2K, they can't wash your car tomorrow morning.
So I picked the trade from here. I closed not too long. It might take because I can decide to take swing. It's still at a very good entry now. So these are all buying regions. They are all buying regions. If you want to take a swing or you want to watch what the market will do on a daily, I want to see how Bitcoin will hold, since we are still here to close for today. So hopefully we want today to hold, and tomorrow let's start seeing a push up. The moment we start getting that confirmation, you can also take your scalp or take a swing trade. All right, thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys for taking our time to be here. Thank you, Mr. Ima. I know how tired you have been. For you to have taken our time to be here, I really appreciate it a lot, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. We should be thanking you for your time. You know, knowledge is something that as you get it, it increases you. It never decreases.
Exactly.
So the more knowledge you get, the more profitable you can become in the market.
That is it. That is it. So thank you very much,
Master.
Thank
you so much for sharing your knowledge with us.
Gracias. So see you another time. Same station.
Right, thank you so much.
I hope before our next class, please, you guys will be able to make your profit. For people that will come and watch later on, please try and take trade. Trading is not all about just analyzing. Sometimes you have to take it, engage with it, try your own concept, try your own analysis, and see how it works. And I assure you, it only gets better, right? It only gets better. So when you keep trying, you keep pushing with time, you'll be the one maybe taking some of the classes for us so that we'll also learn from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, boys. You're welcome. All right, Asino.
Okay, now, thanks. Anything there will go allow you.
Yeah, they. Have fun now.
Fine, yeah. Well, I just say they find something to eat. Hello.
It's needed. It's needed.
Well, Well, like na che ba?
Needed.
That
Not of bad.
the bad. You know the aim, ba? No, no, don't
Not
worry,
of
don't
bad.
worry. Okay.